Hi, everybody. Welcome to another edition of Chaos and Creation in Kit's Backyard. It's so good to be with you. I'm sorry I missed last month. I planned to do a June edition, but as I like to say, that pesky thing called life gets in the way sometimes, and time just got away from me. But here together now, and I'm so glad to be with you. Uh, just kind of a crazy day here today, weather wise. You may notice hopefully you can hear me pretty well. It's a little windy. We had some storms this morning, so this afternoon it's fine. I think we're in for another round of storms tonight. But I think they're going to hold off while we're here together now. Hope you're doing well. Hope I know the weather's been a little crazy here, all around, well, not just the US, but the world, with hot, just incredibly high temperatures some places. Chicago's kind of dodged some of that. We haven't had as high temperatures as some places. It's a little hot today. It's in the 90s, but really hasn't been too bad this summer. But I know some of you have had 100 degrees and up, and just been really crazy. So I hope you're staying cool. And hope you're all enjoying the summer. As you can see, I'm out here as much as I possibly can be, and it's just lovely out here in the backyard. And yes, some people have asked me, this is indeed my backyard. It really is. We bought this house in the late 70s, but it dates from the about the late 30s, and the people who had this house were horticulturalists, so they really designed this yard beautifully, and we are reaping the benefits. We spend a lot of time out here, so just a lovely day to be out here. We've got news, we've got chat, and we have a special guest already just waiting here. So my goodness, who could this be? Oh, hi, Day Tripper. Yeah, I know you always cook here in Phoenix. I know that. And speaking of Phoenix,
Ah,
who could this be? Hello,
hey,
Tom.
hello, my queen.
How are you doing?
I'm in very nice and cool with a fan and some air conditioning, so it's not so bad on the inside.
Yeah, I bet. I bet. How hot is it today?
Today we're looking at what are we? Let me double check here. I'll tell you, it's only 100. Well, no, shouldn't say
Only
that.
100.
Only 100. 104. 104.
Damn,
Yeah,
104.
yeah, but that's
Oh,
that's nothing. This is lightweight stuff. 104. I mean, it was time we were at 114 last week, actually.
jeez.
Yeah,
114? Oh my
yeah,
God.
yeah.
Oh my God. Oh boy. Tom JBR, it is 91 in Connecticut. Yeah, it reached about 91 here today. It's starting to cool off a little bit more, but it was about that today. Yeah, it's been like the last couple of days it's been like in the low 90s. But yeah, not in the hundreds.
Mm,
we we generally don't get that. That's
right.
that's for sure.
Hello,
And
Tom.
yeah, it's just yeah, we just don't get the high. Oh, Tom Brennan. Okay.
Yeah.
Hi. All right. Hey, Tom. Yeah, yeah, we just don't generally get, once in a while we get 100, but not like you guys. That's for sure.
No, it's pretty much like 4 months straight of hundreds.
I know. I
Mm,
know. Yeah, it's just, yeah. I guess you guys are used to it by now.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, really. So
But
so what
then from
okay.
October to parts of April, it's beautiful. It's wonderful, actually.
No kid. Oh yeah. I mean, yeah, and the rest of the year here it kind of sucks.
Yeah.
So no kidding. So while we're waiting for more people to join in, what are you up to?
Well, I worked this morning. Got home to a nice little package in the mail, and
Mhm.
'cause, always
Really?
getting something
What's
in the
that?
mail. It's something I'm really happy to have gotten, and this is a
Ooh,
yeah. What this was is from '77. This is a Seaside Woman, little 10-inch by 8-inch box that obviously you can see it has a yellow vinyl in there. Where are we at here? Got some. It's like they're called saucy postcards, and, yeah, and a button badge there. So
very cool.
yeah, so really excited to have found and finally got this. I'm starting to get more like Seaside Woman stuff. There was a lot of there's it was released 3 different times. So yeah, so picking up, I did get. Here, I'll show you one other thing here. Got this earlier in the week, and this is another version of Seaside Woman
Oh,
from
wow.
1986.
Oh, very
So
cool.
yeah.
Wow. I've never
hmm
seen that version before.
Yeah, this is remixed by Alvin Clark, as you can see, and it's a little different. It's got more of like a drum type thing to it, and yeah, it's a little different, but it's not bad.
Not bad at all. Wow, that's
Yeah,
very yeah.
yeah,
Wow, you always find the stuff that I've never heard of. So that's a version I've never seen.
yeah,
That is really cool.
yeah. There's some
So
cool stuff out there.
yeah, that is for sure. So hi James. Yeah, even in the
Thanks.
UK, it's been roasting.
Yeah.
Yes, yeah, we've been hearing about that. Wow, and I know. Yeah, you said air conditioner is not much of an option here. Oh, I know. I mean, and normally it isn't a problem.
Right.
I mean, I visited England in 2000, and I mean, I remember it was in July, and I remember, I mean, it was cool, and in
Mm.
July, I mean, I remember seeing a play at the Globe Theater, and it was cold. I
Hmm.
mean, and so yeah, I understand. Normally, air conditioning would not be, even a thought there. So I mean, so you guys must be absolutely roast. I think one day when I was there, it was like 75, and people were hot. You know.
It's funny because being from the Midwest, uh, Midwest myself, being Michigan and Illinois, it's
Yes.
funny because when it's like in the 50s, there, we'll start bringing out shorts and tank tops and whatnot. But then when it's like in the 70s out here in Arizona, people are freezing. It's kind of it's pretty interesting. Actually, I remember the first winter I was here, or we were here in 2010,
Mhm.
and I'm wearing shorts and short sleeve shirts and all that stuff, and it's like in the 80s, 85, and I see people wearing windbreakers, pants, hoodies, and now that we've been here for 12 years, my blood is getting used to it, and
Yep.
and yeah, now I'm also wearing like a hoodie or
I know, absolutely. Yeah, when I went to Orlando, for the Paul concert,
Mhm.
and this was in late May, and here it was still a little on the cool side, and Ed, of course, Ed Chen, I went with was from Texas, and he was laughing at me because when I
Right.
got off the plane, I was like, "Oh, this humidity feels great." He's laughing at me. I'm like, "Hey, we don't feel humidity that much in the
Right.
year, so
Yeah.
I love it."
Right. That's funny.
It felt great. So yeah. So while we're here, yeah, what have you got planned for? Or well, you've got a lot going with Two Legs. What have you been doing
Well,
lately?
yeah, well, we just dropped a new episode today
Hmm.
with the Canadian stud muffin, Larry Graves, and
Yeah.
we talked about his experience with like his McCartney break.
Hmm.
If you remember the Candy Leonard book, Beatleness,
Oh, sure.
I remember
Yeah.
how she talked about like the Beatle break that people took in like '67 or whatever. So we talked about his like this McCartney break, and 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 just what constitute as a break, and it was a good conversation because he had not listened to McCartney for since Tug of War to Memory Almost Full,
Yep.
because, but he was just interested in other music, so he just went into a different direction, and it was like Memory Almost Full that got him back into McCartney. So it
Hmm.
was an interesting conversation, and we're going to be doing a show with Chip Mattinger and Mark Easter.
Hmm.
We're going to be doing that this weekend, and we're going to be spotlighting the year 1975. So that should be fun. And then our live shows every Wednesday have been a lot of fun as
Yep.
well. So yeah, you could say we've been pretty busy. Yeah.
Absolutely. Super busy.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Oh, okay, we got a few more
Hey,
people here. Prague Hat, hi. Hello. And
Russ.
just
Hey, kid.
you get one leg of
Like a
two.
two.
Fantastic. James brings up a good point. Well, first of all, this is funny. I have a good friend who's in Barcelona right now, so so it's
Yeah.
funny. But anyway, yeah, picked up the Blu-ray of Get Back. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
that's coming out here in August. You are right.
Right.
So
Yeah.
still sucks as a concert film, even in HD.
Are you gonna get that?
I probably will
Mm.
because it's kind of, and I'm sure you kind of feel it's kind of sentimental to me
Yeah.
because
Right.
I saw
Yeah.
that
Saw
tour.
that show. Yeah.
Yeah, and I mean Chicago's in there and all that, so I'll probably get it. But yeah, it wasn't. I remember because I have it on VHS. I mean,
Mm.
I still have that version, and I mean, I agree. It was kind of disappointing when it came out because when I was disappointed all the quick cuts and everything, and I just thought,
Right.
wow, it just didn't give it in any way a flavor of what it was really like to see those shows.
Mm-hmm.
Really was, yeah, disappointing. But I will.
Yeah.
You got to do it.
Probably will. Yeah, we probably will too, Andy and I, and I'm sure we'll review it, on two legs, and maybe probably talk about it on Talk More
Talk more
Talk as
talk.
well. Yeah.
Yep.
So
We've got to do it.
yeah.
But
I mean, I'm
but
sure it's been out of print for decades now.
yep,
So I
exactly.
guess it's like anything else. It's just good for hardcore fans and the newer generation that haven't seen it yet. Now they get an
Exactly.
opportunity.
Exactly. But and I don't mean to be one of those old cranks that said, you should have been there but it is. I mean, it's good to have, but it's just a shame they didn't really, give a good sense of what it was like
Hmm.
to really be in the crowd. I mean, it's just kind of a wasted opportunity. But
Gotcha. Right.
but yeah. Oh, speaking of stuff about things to have with Paul, I have a new review up
Hmm.
on something else reviews, and it's this book called Paul by Harry
Oh yeah,
Benson. Yeah,
that's right.
yep. And if you guys haven't seen it, check it out over at Something Else Reviews. Beautiful book. It really is. I wouldn't say it's like if you're a more casual fan, although probably there aren't too many casual fans in the audience right here of Paul. um, I wouldn't say it's absolutely crucial that you have to have this book if you're a casual fan,
Mm,
but it is nice if you're a more hardcore fan because there are some photos in there that were new to me. Anyway, I mean, there were a few in there that you will. I mean, this is Harry Benson, so
right.
a lot of the photos, particularly the Beatles photos in there, you've seen. But
Mm,
there are some ones of him at home with Linda and the kids and all that were new to me, and then some of him from the '76 Wings tour, some backstage
mm,
photos that were really cool. A few from I think it was '92 that took. One of them I vaguely recall may have been appeared in Rolling Stone or something of he and Linda and her favorite horse, the Appaloosa.
yeah. Right. Right.
Yep. But really, beautiful book. Now it's $70, so it's not cheap.
No.
You
No.
know.
And speaking of not cheap,
Yep.
the fourth volume of A is for Apple was just
Yes.
announced today for pre-order,
Ah.
and yeah, and I pre-ordered that sucker at 5 o'clock this morning.
Uh huh.
And yeah, and let's just say that shipping from the Europe, anywhere in Europe these days,
Yep.
is not cheap. So looking forward to that. So this is the book is taking place from September of 69 to April of 1970.
Wow.
So yeah, so it's covering a lot of ground, over 700 pages. And
Whoa.
yeah, and and it's just the same size as that Mac Chow book. So
Which is
it's
excellent.
yeah. So it's definitely a workout. It's
The thing is with those books, they are very expensive, but
right.
they're good.
They're great. I mean,
I'm
yeah, the amount of work that goes into them. I mean, they're years in the making.
yeah.
So.
I mean, that's the thing. I mean, you're going to pay some money,
Hmm.
but at least you're going to get good quality. In
Oh,
fact, somebody
right.
asked me, and in case you guys don't know, I'll repeat it here. Somebody asked me if the Max Shaw book is still available, and as far as I know, it is not. I think it's sold
Yeah,
out.
I think it's sold out too. I mean, I didn't see it on their website this morning when I was going through to order the volume 4 of A's for
Yeah.
Apple. So.
Yep. Absolutely. Yeah. So it's but if there's any way you can get it, it really is. It's I'd say the definitive book
Hmm.
on
Hmm.
the Hamburg years. Absolutely.
Absolutely. Yep.
Yeah. James said Paul should have released the complete Rio show from 1990. It's out there. Yeah. I would buy it.
Now, was that supposed to be 89 or 90? Because I know, was it 89 where he set the attendance record for 184,000 people? Um,
I'm not sure if that.
uh,
Yeah. I'm
yeah,
not
it was
sure if
either
that was
89
89
or
or 90.
90. Yeah, when he set that record, but it only lasted a year.
Yeah.
It's funny, the band Aha broke the record.
Really?
Yeah, it's pretty.
Well, you know
Yeah.
what? Aha only had like the one big hit here.
Well, for here,
but
yeah, but
worldwide they were huge.
yeah. Hmm.
So I mean,
Yeah.
hey.
There it is. That's okay. 1990. There it is. Yep.
Oh, is that our pal Andy?
It is. It is. That's right.
Hey, let's see. Hey Andy, if you want to come up here, let me
Yeah.
put let's see, copy. Okay, let me bring that. There we go. So okay, so it was 90. All right.
Yeah.
And
I
then,
should have had that memorized because we're doing a special.
oh, are you really?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. And let's see. Oh, and Tom Brennan, said
Yes.
anyone ordering 60 to
60 to
$70
70. Yep.
shipping.
Yes.
Holy cow.
Mm-hmm.
Let's and then Progcat, years ago I went to Beatles Movie Fest and saw the Let It Be movie, which I still love. Well, and we're still waiting for that. We're waiting
Right.
for that reissue on
Yeah.
on home video. Where is it?
Yeah. Exactly.
You
Where
know,
is it?
we're still waiting. But I don't know. I hope it's coming, but I don't know. I'm not holding my breath. And what's this going on? What is this with Peter Jackson saying, this mysterious new project with Paul and Ringo? What's this about?
Right. And why is it just Paul and Ringo? And if not, why wouldn't you say the estates of, John and George,
Yep. What is
Interesting.
this?
Yeah.
Yeah. And he said it's not. It says something like it's not a documentary.
Right.
It's not. Yeah. I mean, what is this? So hey, Groovy Lisa, good to see you. Oh,
Hey, Lisa.
we've got the other leg. Hey.
I don't see you enough. I don't see you.
What can I say? I saw my friends on and I said, let me
Yeah.
just pop on. Hi, Kit. Hi,
Hey,
Tom.
stranger,
What's
how's
up,
it
buddy?
going?
Good to see you guys and enjoying the kid outside.
Indeed, yeah. Gotta take advantage as much as I can of this beautiful weather.
Absolutely, yeah.
Welcome to the chaos.
Yeah, thanks for having me on here just for a few. Sure.
Absolutely. Well, when I saw you, I had to say, hey, come on by.
Yeah, come on, Tom. You should have known. We just did the research for those shows.
I
the
know.
records.
Come
on. Actually, it was April
That's how
20.
shitty my yeah. That's how shitty my
April.
memory
You come on. You
is.
got to remember. Come on, guys.
No, I don't attain anymore.
No, but
No.
I did hear you guys talking about the new AppCore book, and I saw the posts this morning, and Yeah, it's going to be a lot to be shipped, but like you said, kid, it's a great book.
Yeah.
They do a great job.
Yep, they really do. I mean, it's worth a lot, but I mean, it costs a lot of money, but it's worth it. I mean, they do their research, and
Yeah.
and like that Max Shaw book. I mean, it wasn't cheap, but it's a really good book. I mean, as I said, the definitive.
Again, it's like when you get the book, it's like, you know what? I don't mind that I spent that much money on it because, again, it's 20 pounds of information, and it's put together well. The pictures are beautiful.
Scans,
Yeah,
all the primary
yeah,
source material
exactly.
that's saved
Yeah,
and scanned in there, and
yeah.
especially in that Max Shell book, which I was
Mhm.
fortunate to get my partner in crime he turned me on to the AppCore series. I was not aware of it before Tom told me about it.
Right.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, they're really good. I was a little cheap about those until that Max Shaw book came out, and then I'm like,
Right.
okay, I give in.
Yeah. No word on like how much of a run or how many they're doing, right? Kind of just whenever it's sold, it's sold.
I know. I've been in contact with Axel, and I asked them how many volumes that the series was originally only supposed to be three volumes. This A is for Apple. Well,
Yeah.
you can expect at least another 4 more volumes.
Yep. Oh,
Um,
so here's a theory. You gotta say Jackson's comment made me think hologram Beatles reunion with John and George sharing the
no,
stage with Paul and Ringo.
no,
Oh, I
no,
hope not.
no,
I
no.
hope
Yeah,
not.
I
Uh,
I think Peter's above that.
Oh, I
yeah.
hope. I hope. I'm sorry. If you saw one of our previous Talk More Talk shows, you know how I feel about
Right.
holograms. I really hate holograms. So I almost said polygram. God, I hope they don't
Hologram.
do that.
Could you imagine? Oh,
A polygram. Good God.
well,
But anyway, but yeah. Oh, I hope it isn't. Good
well,
Lord.
the teaser in that is because he said, "Oh well, we were thinking about doing something, but the technology quite isn't there yet." Well, what's he talking about?
Yeah,
Mhm.
exactly. Oh man. And boy, you said a mouthful, James. Being a Beatles fan is not a cheap thing. You said a mouthful, my friend.
No, it's not.
That's for sure. Oh my gosh. Yeah, you absolutely. So yeah, but yeah, so this is intriguing. Well, and I hope that at the New York Fest, remember, Peter was talking about maybe doing stuff with the Star Club tapes. I
Mhm.
hope. I
That's right.
hope.
Yeah.
Oh, I hope so. That wouldn't that be great?
I
That
mean,
would be great.
yeah,
That
that.
to have a
Go ahead.
really cleaned up version of the Star Club tapes would be like kind of a if you're talking about missing material that could really be added to the Beatles canon. The Star Club tapes getting a official release sanctioned by Apple that it's done well could be a worthy project.
Yep. Exactly. I would love to hear cleaned up versions of those tapes. Oh,
Hmm.
sign me up. I would be the first to buy those.
Yeah.
I love it. Oh my gosh. Oh, this is interesting. Tom Brennan said there's talk Peter Jackson might re-edit the
Hmm.
Males Brothers film. Interesting.
Okay. Okay.
That's one of my favorite. Hey, we should add that. We'll explain in a minute, but Andy, we should add that to our list.
We should. We should have had that one.
Yeah. Write that down.
I'll go to the
Yep.
Google Doc.
Yep, the Google Doc. Yes, and actually that leads us to today. I believe is the final day you can get Beetle Fest Chicago tickets at
Hmm.
the early bird price. So if you're
Okay.
planning on going, today's the last day to get the early bird price. And if you want to attend virtually, you can do that too, so you won't miss all the panels. And let's just say, Andy and I and others you will recognize will be really busy this fest. Really,
That's
really
awesome.
busy.
I'm glad to hear that.
You're gonna get sick of seeing us at this fest. We are going to be on a lot of panels. It's going to be a lot of fun. Tom, any chance you might last minute if you change your mind,
I tell you, with how much I've been spending on Paul stuff.
I know, I understand, absolutely.
Yeah, I
but-
mean, I get it. I get a video every other week. Hey, I bought 10 more things posted. I'm like, well, I'm going to Beetlefest in Chicago, so I'm not buying anything right now.
Well, no, and that's understandable.
No,
Totally
understand.
understandable.
Absolutely. No, I completely understand.
Yeah.
There will be a Talk More Talk panel. And Ken Womack is I love Ken Michaels recently called him the fifth Beatle of
Right.
of Talk More Talk. I like that. I'm going to borrow that from him. He's going to co-host. We're going to have two special guests. We're not going to reveal those until later. Tom knows who they are, and so we're going to do that. We have something very special planned. There's going to be a historians panel. If you missed that in New York, we're going to be talking about the Get Back film and its impact on Beatles history and just it was really a big hit at the New York Fest. We got a great crowd, so I think you'll enjoy that. And then we're going to do a Talk More Talk Two Legs When They Was Fab crossover. And we've got something very special planned that I think you guys will really enjoy. And so we've got that. Yeah, I saw that comment. Thanks, Maca Films. Thank you.
That's Harry, right?
That's Harry. That's the other
Harry.
Harry. That's the other Harry Benson.
Right.
Not the
Oh,
not the
other Harry
photographer.
Benson.
Not
yeah.
the photographer who did the book, right?
Yeah, right.
Nice review of the book, Kit, too, and something else. I read that the other day.
Oh, thank you. Yep, I was just mentioning that a few minutes ago, and yeah, it's really. I'd say I said it a minute ago. If you're not a hardcore fan of Paul, and then I'm like, well, actually, probably most of the people here are hardcore fans. So it's a beautiful book. I mean, it really is. Some of the pictures you've seen, but a lot of them I don't think you have. So it's it's not cheap. But it's like $70, although probably you might be able to find other
better deal elsewhere.
Yeah, exactly. But it's beautifully done. I mean, it
looks nice.
Yeah, it really is. But anyway, and hi LNC Records. I saw
Hey,
you
Alan.
as I was talking. I didn't want to interrupt. And hi Joseph Mantaneo. Hello. So anyway, so we've got that planned. There are many other panels planned. We don't know all the scheduling yet and everything. It's too early, but of course we'll keep you posted on Talk More Talk, Two Legs, and everywhere. So
absolutely,
stay tuned. We've got a lot of fun things planned. You don't want to miss this.
Yep, and we'll go live a couple times there on Two Legs. I'll get Tom in there virtually.
Good.
As we sit there in the lobby, try to pull some people in to say hello and have guests when we're not doing our panel stuff. But yeah, so I hope you have that weekend free anyway, brother, because I'm gonna be hitting you up a lot.
Well,
to join
Sunday for sure. Sunday. Good. And then maybe Saturday afternoon. Maybe you can get the one and only Mr. Mr. Biggie Pants there when he's there. Maybe you can what I'm talking about. The
I'm intrigued.
the Beatles historian of all Beatles historians.
Yeah. Biggie Pants.
Yeah.
Now I know.
Yeah.
Now I know who you mean.
We won't say who just in case,
Now I know who you mean.
Yeah.
Let's see. And hey Tom, thanks for joining us.
Hey Tom.
Oh man, that's great. I'm not going to be able to think of him any other way now. That's great.
Don't repeat that.
I won't. Oh, that's great. Anyway.
Kit, do you know if does the Beatles channel on Sirius, do they ever promote the fest, or you would think that the Beatles channel would have a presence at the fest?
They do. They usually promote it, and one time when I was at the Chicago Fest, there was somebody from the channel going around, and in fact, people have told me they've heard me on there because this guy went around and had people speak. They just it was hilarious. They just shoved a microphone in people's faces, and mine was one of them saying, what do the Beatles mean to you? and
Uh-huh.
I blathered something about, traveling, and, I wouldn't have met certain people, I wouldn't have traveled certain places and all that. And for a while, and I have never heard this myself, but people told me, "Oh, I heard you," because they would play these snippets of these interviews like in between songs sometimes.
Oh.
And yeah, and I remember I was sitting with, you guys know Mark Brickley, right? The author.
Yeah,
I don't know
yeah.
if you
Remember Mark? Yeah, I met Mark at the White Album Symposium.
Yeah, that's right. I
Yeah.
don't know if you've met
Yeah.
him, Andy, but nice guy.
Yep.
And we were sharing a table at one of these fests, and he interviewed Mark and me, this guy from the Sirius. And so it was so funny because, as I said, somebody told me, like, long after that they heard me, and I was like, really, what did I say? Because I don't remember. 'Cause I just, as I said, he just shoved a microphone in my face.
Yeah.
What the Beatles mean to you? Well, and so I said, I hope I sounded coherent, and apparently I did. Tom, yes, Tom Frangione does represent Sirius XM.
Oh,
So yes, he
There.
sort of represents them as well, but he doesn't really go around and do interviews with
no,
people.
he just does the trivia thing, really.
Yeah, and interviews
And
some of the
interviews.
major guests, and
Yeah.
and yeah, he's busy.
Yes.
So yeah, he's not really doing that. James asks, should Paul's Glastonbury show get a release on Blu-ray? I think I'd like to see it.
I'd welcome it.
As long as it's a film of the concert and not intercut with fan shots, yeah, they'll release it.
We were kind of talking about that earlier with the new new reissue of the Get Back
Yeah.
Blu-ray.
Yeah.
I don't need to be seen. Now I get to see somebody in high def or 4K screaming their heads off to this one. Not just in standard def.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So so yeah, that would. But yeah, I'd buy it, absolutely. No problem there. So I've no argument. But anyway, so yeah, so that's. So yeah, but Tom will be there, of course, Tom Frangione. And as I said, you can get, if you're not going to be there, you can get a virtual ticket, and I think it'll be the same as New York. They're going to stream pretty much everything. So so they'll you'll be able to see most of everything going on, and but we will be posting the Talk More Talk session, and I'm sure, I think we'll probably all post the Talk More Talk 2 Legs when we was Fab crossover, so if you missed that, don't worry, don't panic. I'm sure you all will be. You'll be able to see all those sessions.
Yeah, I'm thinking about
channel.
getting the virtual tickets, or whatever, checking that out. Sounds like there's going to be a bunch of good panels.
Absolutely. Will the Wings members be there? Lawrence Juber will be there. I don't think the others will. I'm trying to remember what I do. I think he's the only one. Because I'm just trying. Yeah, I don't think so. I think it's just Lawrence.
He's the consistent one.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, because Denny's busy. Denny Saiwa. And
right now he is. Yeah.
He's getting ready for that Ram-On show.
Yeah. So he wouldn't be able to come. And then Denny Lane. Well, yeah, he's busy too.
He's touring too.
Yeah, so he wouldn't be able to do it. So yeah. But there's let me see. Oh God, I'm blanking out on her name now. Chris O'Dell. Chris O'Dell will be there. Jeez, almost forgot. I was like
O'Dell.
Miss O'Dell. Yeah, that's what immediately I'm like, Miss O'Dell. That's it. Mark Lewison will be there. And of course, our friend Ken Womack, who is going to talk a bit about the upcoming Mal Evans book, which we're all super excited about, I think it's safe to say. And in fact, if you haven't seen it, the last issue of Beatle Fan, I did an interview with him where we talked about the book, and I'll tell you guys, it's going to be good. It's going to be really good. I mean,
don't doubt it one bit. I mean, he's been putting out some excellent material.
Absolutely.
And when well researched and written and everything, it's everything,
Yeah, he said this is by far the biggest project he's worked on. I mean, he had to, do so many interviews
Right.
Yeah,
and really are just and all the boxes of material the
that
family
was
gave
when I
him.
watched some of his interview with Ken Michaels on Ken's channel. He was saying that the history, like the story itself, after just of like the records and trying to get where everything went, is a story in itself of Mal Evans. That like that, just trying to trace everything down and the family, let alone his own history, just the artifacts and where they went after his death and everything.
Yep.
Mm.
I mean, it's a huge project. And so so yeah, it'll be first the biography, and then it's going to be the second book with all the the
The post,
pictures,
right?
the parts of his diary. I mean, it's going to be really
Right.
something else.
Well, the big key is getting the cooperation from from the family. That right there is just for me is huge.
Yeah,
Mhm.
because it's
being
authentic now.
right.
Exactly. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, this is not an
And
unauthorized
right.
project. Yeah.
Yeah, and we talked about this before with him, but this was originally, well, not originally, but I mean, it was going to be the team from A is for Apple, the AppCore books were actually was going to put out a version of his, but then the author, I'm forgetting his name, went on and is working with Ken Womack.
Right. Yeah, I can't remember his name either, but
Yeah.
yeah, I know who you're talking about. Yeah.
Right.
Yep. Yeah, he became a
Right.
contributor and all the
Right.
project, and and
Yeah.
it's a big sprawling project.
So
So
2 books. The first one, obviously, early 2023. What about the next? Are they both going to come out in 2023?
I'm not sure. He's now saying the first book is going to come out around he thinks Father's Day 2023, somewhere around there.
Oh, okay. Still a
Yeah.
while yet.
Yeah, it's going to be a little while, and then the second one, not sure. I
Oh.
don't know if it's going to be later 2023 or not, because he was saying it's a big project, because I mean they're figuring out the layout. How is it going to be? Because obviously they want to do this right. They
Mhm.
want to present. I mean, it's going to be almost like art.
Right.
Like a work
No,
of
I
art.
mean, I can definitely see the second volume with the pictures and stuff like that being a bigger, more elaborate, type kind of maybe like a more coffee style book, maybe.
Exactly.
know?
That's what I'm figuring. Yeah, that's what I'm figuring. Hello, Paulina. Good to see you. Aloha. Absolutely. And Dino said, what do we think about George Harrison's last album? Yeah, we did a talk on this, and talked about this a bit. And it's interesting. As we talked about that, it was really an album that it took a while to grow on me, because I think it had that sort of cloud over it, no pun intended, because because it came out so soon after his death, and
Right.
it had that sort of that power over it, that but then years later, when when more time passed, I really appreciate it a lot more now.
Right.
I think there's some great moments on that album.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I agree. Yeah, I don't love all of it, but
Me
there's
too.
there's some stuff that I really like on there. Any
Yeah.
road is
Any
fan-
road stuck
Yeah.
inside a cloud.
Well,
Mhm.
see, but that as much as I like that, I kind of think that I feel like that was a poor first single, because
Oh,
it sound to me. I mean, it just feels like a downer song, in a way.
That's what it is.
Yeah, I know that, but
Yeah.
that does to me
To be a
that's not going to help.
to be a single, you mean?
Yeah, I mean, to
Yeah.
me that's not going to help push the album.
No. Oh, well, a Pisces Fish, that was a good one.
Yeah.
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 Yep. So yeah, there are some great. I can't say I like it as well as Cloud Nine and All Things Must Pass and some others, but
Right.
I do like some. There are some
Yeah.
moments on there that are.
P2 Vacation Blues.
Yeah, there's Vatican Blues.
Rocking
Yeah,
Chair.
Yeah.
Rocking Chair in Hawaii.
that's a nice
is
one.
good. Between the Devil and the Deep Blue Sea.
Devil and
Oh,
Deep
I
Blue
love
Sea
that.
is great. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hoagie Carmichael tune.
Yep, absolutely. Um, let's see, any Russ Beal 63, any disappointing finds in collecting Beatles. Example, took me. I'll just put it on here. Any example, took me years to get Peace of Mind on bootleg, only to find it was piece of garbage.
Maybe some Beatle bootlegs. I know, like back in the day, I'd collect those Unsurpassed Masters.
Oh
bootleg,
yeah,
on bootlegs on CDs, and those were like a lot of money, and the quality wasn't really great on those. So especially pre-internet era, it was like, whoa, like a lot of money, and the quality on those were not always great. So I remember kind of being really excited about getting a bootleg, paying a lot of money for it, and then being like, oh, this wasn't really so good.
Yep. Yeah. I remember, this isn't Beatles exactly, but I'll never forget a Toot and a Snore in 74.
Oh God, yeah.
Oh man,
Horrible.
was I excited. I was like, oh my God, Stevie Wonder jams with John and Paul. This is going to be epic.
Right.
No.
And it was so not.
It might have been an epic night for them.
Yeah.
Not necessarily for us. Yeah, not necessarily for us.
That's not a.
Yeah, man, I mean that is, that was my biggest disappointment. I just it was awful. Just like, what an opportunity wasted.
Well, they were.
Yep. Yeah, they were. Good one, Andy. Yes. Yeah, that was just awful. Oh my gosh. Dino brings up something that this is a good mentioning John Lennon's death. This is kind of a good opportunity to mention our Talk More Talk on Monday, because it's kind of sort of related to that. Monday is our next Talk More Talk, which is of course the usual time, 9 p.m. Eastern, on right on this channel. We are going to be talking about shifting perceptions of Paul and John over the years, particularly since the Beatles breakup, and after John's passing, up through now. And I think this is going to be a really interesting conversation, because it really their images, their public images have kind of changed over time. Social media has I think been a factor as well. And so we're going to explore this. And I think this is going to be a fascinating conversation. We of course want you guys to join in and say what you think, about their roles in the Beatles, and because I just think we think things have changed about who was the dominant,
fascinating topic, and that's going to be a great show.
Yeah, I mean, because we just noticed this, particularly in recent years, the discussion even just on social media, and that really opinion has changed about John, about Paul, and so we are going to discuss this on Monday. So we're really we're looking forward to this, and we definitely want to hear what you guys think. So that's Monday, 9 o'clock on our right on this channel.
It's always interesting when you look at that line of demarcation of John's passing to look at how the Beatles were written about before then and after then. And there's not that many books published before then. There are, but they're worth really seeking out, because the writing, that's a whole other topic anyway. Just like looking at the history of the writing of the Beatles and how they were written about. Yeah, that's a fascinating topic, just to even look at them, especially before John's passing, to see how they were written about while he was still alive, but post breakup. Yeah, exactly. Yep. So that was so good segue there. Just get that in. Talk more talk. Will you do another one before the fest or no? I think so. Let me check the calendar. I think, let's see. Okay, so the 25th. Yes. Yeah. Yep. That'll be and that'll work out perfectly, because the 15th I'll be too dead to do an episode. I'll just be like talk amongst yourselves. Yes.
Fest takes me longer to recover than it used to.
Yeah.
Let's put it that way.
Yeah.
After a fest, that's for sure.
You want to
Um,
get to Tom's question? That's on a pretty
let's
interesting.
see. What are the on the Ticketmaster price fiasco?
Yeah.
Oh, who wants to take this?
Oh,
I tell you,
I'm not touching this one.
I am just so happy that another fan base gets to, get to go through this, because you know what, it's just not McCartney. You
Yep,
know, it really isn't. So
exactly.
this is I'm laughing hysterically over this. I think it's awesome. You know,
I mean, what if some of the prices are going for what? 4,000,
$4, $5,
5,000?
$6,000. Yeah. Yep.
That
But
is
here's the thing. Here's the
crazy.
thing, though. But Ticketmaster, or Live Nation, they see what these tickets are going for on secondary, third markets, or whatever. So in their minds, just like the prices for the Archive series, okay, the Archive series for McCartney has been steadily going up because their team, they see what these are going for on eBay, Discogs, or whatever like that. If
Yeah.
they think, okay, if somebody's going to pay $500 for the out of print McCartney 2 Archive set, hey, maybe we can slowly creep up the price and put it in our pockets rather than in somebody else's pocket. And I think Ticketmaster and Live Nation, they're thinking the same thing.
Yep.
If StubHub can get 500, 600% more for the tickets, hey, why can't we get that? You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yep. Yeah. It's just insane. I mean,
Yeah.
these tickets, it's funny, like here John Marino said, I saw Paul in 1960, $8.50. When I was working on the Michael Jackson FAQ book and I was writing about the victory tour that the Jacksons did in '84, and there was all kinds of controversy about the tickets, to the charges then.
Really?
The cost, yeah. And I do kind of remember that, because there were a variety of reasons. But one of them, I love the high prices. They were $30 to $40 in '84. Yeah. Isn't that fun? I mean, that was considered high prices.
Well, here's the thing, when you think about it, do artists have, power to say, maybe you're charging too much? Maybe. But maybe in the way they're also setting the stage for how much these promoters are charging for tickets, because let's say if Paul has a standard procedure where it's $1 million for you to bring him to your arena, then that in a way, these people, they need to calculate, how much do they have to charge then in order to make money themselves.
Money on it, yeah.
Yep. I mean, that is the thing. I mean, I get that, putting on concerts today is a hell of a lot more expensive. I mean, you've got, a huge crew,
pyro, yeah, exactly.
And as you know, feeding the crew,
Yeah.
Catering, I mean,
Yeah.
but yes, that's true.
Yeah.
So I get all that, but it just seems like, Ticketmaster is certainly, these charges are
taking advantage of it, and these
They're-
damn fees.
yeah, the fees are
I have
insane.
not yet heard a good reason for these fees.
Exactly. I mean, when I bought, yeah, they're paying for those damn caterers. Yeah. But like when I bought the ticket for the Orlando show, now I bought that through StubHub because it was such a last minute thing. But I
Right.
mean, I got the one, I saw the price. I'm like, okay, this isn't too bad. And then when I was getting ready to buy it, they added like $100 in fees.
That is ridiculous.
Yeah, I thought this is nuts. I mean, for what? I was printing out, or no, I didn't print out the ticket right away. The person I bought it from had to transfer the ticket, but I was still printing. I didn't even print it. It was on my phone.
Digital
Right.
scan, yeah.
Yeah. So what was I paying for exactly
Right.
in fees? I
Right.
mean, that's ridiculous. I mean, I just don't get what. Yeah,
Right.
as you said, there hasn't been one
So
Legitimate argument.
No,
Right,
I was lucky
right.
enough for my McCartney show. Our tickets, friend of mine who I went with, his son works at the stadium, so he got the tickets for us, paid
Oh.
just without any fees.
face
Oh
value.
wow.
No fees. We just
Right.
paid them directly. No
Right.
Ticketmaster, nothing. We just bought them
Yeah.
right from the
Yeah.
venue.
So
Wow.
yeah. So I'm having a field day. There's been a bunch of articles on the Ticketmaster with the boss and Bruce Springsteen, and you're seeing all of these Twitter comments from the fans and everything. And actually, little Steven did comment saying
Yes.
that I have no control over this. So
Silvio.
yeah.
Yep, I saw that. Yeah,
Yeah.
he said I have no no control over it. Russ said, boy, Ticketron. I haven't heard that. I haven't heard that in a while.
Whoa!
Oh my gosh. Ticketron master and any make money from us folks. The surcharge
Yeah.
service fees.
Ticketron.
Absolutely.
Wow.
Ticketron. Oh my God. That I haven't heard that in a while. My gosh. Yeah, those were the two major ones. Yeah, Ticketron and Ticketmaster. Yep. Back in the day. Absolutely. Let me see. Saw McCartney in 1990. It was $53. Yeah, probably. That's probably what I paid. Yeah, plus security fee, $20 parking. Yeah, that's right. You can throw in parking and still can. So
Yeah.
it comes out to almost $80. Oh my God! Today you can only
$80.
dream of $80 because the cheap seats are like 120 or something. I mean, you can maybe.
Maybe.
Right. Maybe.
Yeah. I mean, that's crazy. But yeah, I mean, as I said, when I researched that Michael Jackson book, yeah, it was $30 to $40, and that was considered high in 1984. I mean, that's now.
Right.
I mean, you could like that'd be a cover charge for a bar band or something. I mean, that is nuts. So, well, and the other thing, the reason it was so controversial was it was mainly the brothers. They decided to use a lottery system where you would send in your money and all to some address, and then really you would then just you'd find out by mail whether you got the tickets or not. And and some of them people found out they didn't even get tickets like in their state. Yeah, I mean, it was pretty sleazy, and Michael was furious when he found out. Well, and Don King was the promoter, and I mean, it was not his choice. I mean, it was a mess, but part of it too was the ticket prices, and people were complaining about it. And yeah, it's just funny when you look at it now that $30 to $40 was considered high, but
all relative.
Yep, exactly. Let's see. What is this? Any thoughts on the
MoFi? Yeah, I don't know if you've heard about this.
No,
but
what is this?
It's an audio file type thing for us record collectors, and MoFi is Mobile Fidelity. They're a record distributor, and they also, it's almost kind of like the Criterion Collection. They license records, and they just remaster it and bring in the best quality sounding album you can find. However, the big controversy is that we always thought that they were coming from the original analog tapes. Now we're learning that there's a digital step. So it's not just analog; it's also digital as well. So people thought that they were paying these high, prices because of the analog, coming from the original source. Not the case anymore.
Oh, okay. Oh, that
so
sounds
apparently,
deceptive.
I guess since 2015, they've been adding a digital step to the process.
Ah, okay.
So now it's just come to light, and not everybody's happy about it.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, we'll see. But here's the thing. I mean, nobody would care as long as these companies would be honest about it and transparent, from the beginning. If they would say, hey, this is analog and digital, combined, then that way people can make up their mind then if they're going to pay this high dollar for it, and instead of being what they thought it was, and it not being. But yeah, again, I mean, if it sounds great, do you really care? But you still want to be told the truth, right? You don't want to be
Yeah.
lied to anybody, no matter what,
And is it more expensive?
Oh, these, yeah, Mobile Fidelity,
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
So
I mean,
that's
they
the
got
thing.
these one-step albums, which I think they're doing Thriller, Michael
Oh,
Jackson's
really?
Thriller. Yeah,
Mhm.
and yeah, I think they're like $100, 125.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah, yeah,
Wow. Okay, so
yeah,
that definitely
yeah,
yeah, that does make a difference.
yeah,
So it does sound. Oh, okay. So
yeah.
well, it started over the Michael Jackson Thriller issue. Okay,
Thriller,
I didn't know that. Interesting.
yeah,
Okay, I'll have to look into it. Yeah, that does sound a little sketchy.
yeah.
If they're not honest about it. Interesting. Okay.
But
Wow.
I'm not like an expert on all of that, really.
Mhm.
Again, like Wes, I mean, if it sounds good, I'm happy. But then
You're
again, I also want to make sure. But go ahead, Andy.
no, I'm just agreeing with you.
Yeah, yeah.
Mhm.
You also want to make sure that what you're speculating is right. You don't want, just because, like I said, they've got a long history of you know being analog source from the original tapes.
Yep.
So,
Exactly. Exactly. Oh, this is interesting. Hi, Real Jackson. I found an Abbey Road MoFi yesterday for $60.
right.
Wow. Okay. So some of them are a little less expensive. Interesting.
Well, yeah.
Hmm. Okay. Hmm. Um, let's see. Well, I'm going to be wrapping this up in a couple of minutes, but I just wanted to mention just one more thing that I'm working on these classes that I'm going to be teaching
Mm,
in September and December through Monmouth University. These are online, and I'll tell you, it's really been fun. This is I'm teaching the roots of rock and roll. And the reason that I decided to do this, I came up with this idea was, every year when we go through the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame nominations, there's always this thing, when people are, like, that's not rock and roll, that's he's not, she's not.
right.
And the thing is that rock and roll is, is a it's just like a gumbo, of all
Right.
different kinds of music. So the more I thought about it, I'm like, hey, might be interesting to teach a course in all the, well, not every style, but a lot of different styles of,
Right.
the kinds of the genres that make up rock and roll. So, so this is a 2-part course that I'm going to be teaching. The first part that starts in September is going to be talking about gospel, blues,
Mm,
jazz. And then in December, I'm going to be talking about country. Yes, skiffle.
Yeah.
Got to do that.
right.
And Ken Womack may be joining me for part of that
Mm,
course to talk about skiffle. And stuff like Western swing, which I'm learning about right now, which is fascinating stuff, and much more. So you can register for those courses right now. It's a part of the adult ed program. It's $50 for each course, and but it's you get 3 courses. It's I'd say it's a good deal. I put a lot of work into this, and you get playlists on Spotify. I have the website. I have a course website where you get all kinds of information, class discussion, all kinds of stuff, and it's really a lot of fun.
mm.
So you can sign up for them now, and I can't believe how fast September is coming up. Boy, I can't believe how fast it's coming up. 'Cause
Don't have to
I've been
tell me
working
twice.
hard.
Yeah.
Damn. Yeah, I bet, Andy, with your
Mm,
with your teaching.
yeah.
So just wanted to mention that just as a reminder, and yeah, it's gonna be really fun, lot really
Yeah.
interesting, and I'm learning new things every day.
That's
So
awesome. Yeah. Yeah. It's really cool, all these classes that you're doing.
and I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. It's they're just so much fun. Um, and and the students are great. They just
Right.
because they love music just as much,
Right.
and they teach me as much as I teach them. I'm sure you find that, Andy, too,
Oh,
with your students.
Yep.
You learn as much from them as they learn from you. I mean, really. And as I said, I'm always learning new stuff. I mean, like the Stevie Wonder course I taught the last time. I mean, I thought, I knew a lot about Stevie, and I, and I do, but I mean, I learned some other stuff that I never knew about, when Stevie was almost dropped from Motown in the mid 60s, and they wanted him to, appeal to teenagers, and he recorded this awful beach themed album, Stevie at the Beach. Oh my God. And he was in 2 beach movies with Annette Funicello.
Really?
And Frankie Avalon. Yeah, you can see clips of them on YouTube.
That's
And you
hilarious.
can tell he just hated every minute of it. I mean, it just was awful, but they were trying to get him, it was part of that craze. And so they, and then thank God he teamed up with other songwriters and then did Signed, Sealed, Delivered. And then it was
Off to the
uphill
races.
from there,
Mhm.
but yeah, you just learn stuff like that. Yeah, I'd never heard this album, and every song on it was beach themed, and it's just awful. Poor guy.
You see him, I can see him now, like between Frankie and Annette on one of those, fake surfboards, singing, the beach song.
And he said that. I mean, later on, he's like, do I look like,
Right.
a beach guy? I mean,
Is there a Stevie FAQ book?
no, there isn't, and that may be a future book. Who knows?
Ooh.
I've been thinking about that.
Right.
And so, yeah,
Yeah.
beach blanket
Get
overjoyed. Ollie asks if you're a tutor. No, he is not. Andy is not a tutor. He is a full-fledged teacher. You can.
Yes, I am, Molly.
Yes, he is, and a very good one.
Thank you.
Mhm.
Yeah, very good, and has helped me a lot too. He's going to be helping me a lot at the fest, saving my butt.
We'll take care of you, kid.
Absolutely. And the camera arrived, by the way. It looks great.
All right, awesome.
Yep. So yeah.
Get you all set up there. Put it in the room and get it all hooked up and be good to go.
Yep, absolutely. So anyway, yeah, so I think that'll do it for Chaos and Creation in Kit's Backyard. So Tom and Andy, thank you for joining the chaos.
Yes.
Thanks for having me. I was on
Yeah.
my couch watching Game of Thrones, and I'm like, oh, Kit's on.
Come on, this is better than Game of Thrones. I mean, geez.
It's a lot more happier, I'll tell you that.
Yeah, for sure. That's for sure. But thank you everybody for joining. I'll be back next month. Probably it'll be after the fest to fill you guys in on all the fun and gossip and whatever else that happens there. And remember, if you can't be there in person, you can sign up for the virtual fest and be in on all that's going on. As I said, you will find Andy and me will on all different kinds of panels. Don't worry, you will see us. So
Yes, you will.
You will find us. So thanks so much, and you will see Tom and me Monday night on Talk More Talk. So in the meantime, as Ringo says, peace and love. See you guys. Bye-bye.